Welcome back to the Gulf South Conference Football Media Day presented by Flow Sports, and we're joined now in his 8th season as commissioner, Matt Wilson. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
First of all, a lot of schools and a lot of conferences would say, we made it to the national championship game. This has been the best year ever. But for the Gulf South, that seems as though that's the standard.
That it is. 5 years in a row that we've had a team play for a national championship. You know, we've won 15 of the last 17 Region 2 titles. The expectation is to make a very long run in the postseason if you're in the Gulf South Conference. And every team in the GSC thinks they can make the playoffs. And what I can tell you, if you make the playoffs and you've played in the GSC, you got a chance playing the last game.
When you look at when you took over in 2014, you lost a powerhouse like North Alabama, a couple of other schools, but you replaced them with North Greenville and also West Florida in football. How do you manage bringing teams in, making sure that they fit, and making the Gulf South the best that they can be?
Well, what we found is teams in the Gulf South want to compete against the best in the country. That's what they want to do. You look at Mississippi College, made a strategic decision that helped elevate their institutional profile and their academic or athletic profile. North Greenville University, the same thing. They said, this is where we want to play because we want to play against the best, give our student athletes the best shot to have a terrific competitive experience. And West Florida building that program from scratch and already having a title is an amazing work. I think that the brand itself speaks to that, and that more people should want to compete against the very best, and we're hopeful that the Gulf South Conference can provide that opportunity.
Going out, trying to find sponsors and things to help make each school better, how hard is it or how easy is it to go out and say, hey, we're the Gulf South Conference, come and be a part?
The work that our schools have done, our coaches have done, and our programs have done by winning makes it very easy. Gulf South Conference is a brand that people know in the Southeast, and it's because of the success of people way back and all the way through today. You know, Delta State has a national championship. Valdosta has multiple national championships. West Florida has one. Mississippi College played for them. I mean, you just look at the 8 that we have now. They have that kind of name recognition within the college football landscape in the Southeast, and it makes it a lot easier when people know how strong a brand it is.
With that success comes some troubles, and one of the biggest troubles is scheduling. From the conference office, how can you aid your institutions in trying to get the teams to play a Gulf South Conference team?
It's tough. It's tough because people know that there's a high risk in playing a GSC team if you're playing them in a non-conference setting as another Division II team. You know that there's a great likelihood that the GSC team's going to win. It's proven, it's played out in non-conference. So that makes it a challenge. But we try to be creative. We want to try to see if we can find some conference challenge opportunities. We need to expand our membership. Quite frankly, the landscape of Division II now, conferences around us don't have a lot of non-conference inventory based on their decision to play a lot of conference games to determine their champion. And that's their institutional decision, their membership decision, their conference decision. What we have to do is try to find additional members. We have to be creative in finding partnerships to provide additional games for our teams. Particularly, let's balance out home games and give those institutions a chance to, and those student athletes a chance to play in front of their home crowd.
Let's talk about growth. 13 schools total in the Gulf South Conference. You've grown as far as sports. You have women's lacrosse. You have indoor and outdoor track and field, very competitive in cross country. How have you seen the growth, and can it grow even larger and grander?
Yeah, it's been exciting to see that growth. Institutions in the Gulf South add sports for a couple reasons, right? One is they identify a need on their campus, whether it be hey, these are the type of students we'd like to have on our campus. So we're going to add a sport that brings in 30 or 40 of these, helps bolster enrollment. This is the type of sport we want to be known for. Others say there's a competitive opportunity here based on our location and our history. Let's fill that void. Let's add this sport and let's make the most of it. I think there's more growth coming. Obviously, we would like to see some growth in football membership, growth in women's lacrosse membership, but other sports are emerging. I think swimming and diving is one we have to keep an eye on as institutions evaluate that, men's lacrosse, some others. So I'm excited about the growth it gives us, but our focus is to be the absolute best we can in the 19 sports we're sponsoring right now.
When you look at the 10,000-foot view of Division II athletics within the whole world of NCAA, Division II is sort of the small but strong engine within the NCAA. How do you see the growth of Division II growing?
Yeah, of the three divisions, Division II is the smallest as far as total number of institutions, but I think we may arguably be the healthiest. We have a great partial scholarship model. We take life in the balance and opportunities for students to be students with internships and overseas travel and all the things, social activities that come with it that may not be available to them at the highest levels of one, but then also a little different than three. So I think Division II is healthy. We're strong. We need to do a really good job of making a case for why institutions should be Division II. I think that's one of the things we have to do a better job of collectively. And as the chair of the Division II Collegiate Commissioners Association, I hope that I can lead and help our other 22 conferences and the NCAA staff to continue to cast a vision for that. We've been doing it for the last few years. I want us to continue to take steps forward in making Division II an aspirational location for institutions, particularly in the Southeast.
So I just need to know, do you have your favorite restaurant now in McKinney? You have your hotel room already booked? How excited are you about this football season?
Oh, it's great. I know. I'm so excited. Literally anybody can win the GSC. You know, I know there's going to be favorites, and there's blue bloods, but I don't think anybody's strapping it on, not thinking that they can't win 7 games this year. You know, and if you win 7 games in the Gulf South, there's a great chance you're in the playoffs, and that's all our institutions need. We've won a ton of road games in the playoffs to advance to semifinals and nationals. So, yeah, I know how to get to Frisco, and I'm looking forward to making another trip.
All right, thank you so very much for joining us. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll put a bow on the 2022 Gulf South Conference Football Media Day right here on Flow Sports.
Can I get some help?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
And that wraps it up here from the 2022 Gulf South Football Media Day. Make sure you go to gscsports.org to follow everything that goes along with the Gulf South Conference. And on September 1st, 3 teams will take the field to start the 2022 campaign with their quest to the Division II national title. I'm James Verrett. Thank you for joining us, and see you on the gridiron.